It was during a heartfelt interview on a Korean talk show that actor Jung Il-woo casually mentioned something that stunned fans across Asia. As he spoke about long-time friendships and the resilience of certain individuals in the entertainment industry, he paused for a moment, looked straight at the host, and said, "Not many know this, but Dara went through so much in the Philippines." That sentence opened a door that had long been closed. While most fans are familiar with Dara Park's rise to stardom as a member of K-pop sensation 2NE1, fewer know about the painful experiences she endured as a teenager in the Philippines. Dara's time in the country was marked not just by fame and success but also by silent suffering, bullying, and immense emotional burdens linked to her family circumstances, especially her father. Before K-pop, Dara was a sensation in the Philippines. After joining the reality talent competition Star Circle Quest in 2004, she quickly became a fan favorite with her soft-spoken manner, wide-eyed innocence, and unmistakable charm. Her popularity skyrocketed, landing her acting roles, endorsement deals, and millions of devoted fans. At the height of her fame, it seemed nothing could go wrong. But behind the camera flashes and screaming fans, Dara was facing a storm. Unbeknownst to many, her family was struggling. Her father, who had moved to the Philippines with them, soon became the center of unwanted media attention due to financial and personal issues. Reports circulated that he had accumulated significant debts and had left the family in distress. These revelations became public knowledge, and unfortunately, the consequences fell not just on him but also on Dara. As public opinion shifted, so did Dara's experience of stardom. Once celebrated, she became a target for criticism, not for anything she had done, but simply for being her father's daughter. The celebrity world can be cruel, and Dara's fellow young stars were not always kind. Spread comments backstage, exclusion from social circles, and constant reminders of her father's scandal began to wear her down. In school and among peers, the treatment wasn't any better. While Dara had always been polite and respectful, students would sometimes mock her in hushed tones. Others, emboldened by headlines and gossip columns, would confront her with loaded questions. Is it true your father ran away? Are you supporting your whole family now? These were questions no teenager should have to face. For years, Dara kept her pain to herself. She showed up to shoots, smiled for cameras, and performed for fans, all while carrying a weight no one could see. Her fans knew her as bubbly and sweet, but only a few close friends, including Jung Il-woo, knew the truth. Il-woo, who met her after she returned to Korea, recalls how deeply moved he was by her story. She never played the victim, she just quietly endured it all. That's what makes her so strong. The Philippine press, eager for stories, rarely treated the matter with sensitivity. Tabloids published headlines that connected Dara to her father's actions, even though she had no part in them. The emotional toll was immense. Dara began to question her worth, her identity, and whether she even deserved the fame she had worked so hard to earn. Eventually, the relentless pressure and the growing burden became too much. Dara made the difficult decision to leave the Philippines and return to South Korea. It wasn't a dramatic exit, no press conference, no farewell tour. She simply left, seeking peace and distance from the memories that had begun to consume her. In retrospect, this was a turning point. Many saw it as a retreat, a fall from grace. But in truth, it was an act of courage. Dara wasn't running away, she was choosing to heal. The public saw a departure, but for Dara, it was a quiet step toward reclaiming her life. Dara's story raises deeper questions about how society treats celebrities, especially those from humble or complicated backgrounds. Why do we hold public figures accountable for their family's actions? Why is a young girl burdened with shame for something she neither caused nor controlled? These are questions that continue to linger. Despite everything, Dara never spoke publicly about the bullying she endured. She never called out those who mocked her or condemned the media that linked her to her father's mistakes. Instead, she chose silence. Silence filled with dignity, resilience, and grace. It was only years later, through the words of a friend, that the world began to understand. Jung Il-woo didn't reveal her past to gain attention or sympathy. He spoke because he admired her strength and wanted others to know the full picture. She's more than just a pretty face or a pop idol, he said. She's someone who's endured more than most and still chooses to smile. The story of Dara's time in the Philippines is not one of scandal or shame. It is a story of survival. A young girl thrust into fame, only to face betrayal, judgment, and exclusion, yet still find the courage to rise. After returning to South Korea, Dara Park faced a new kind of anonymity. In the Philippines, she had been a household name. In Korea, she was just another girl with a dream, but this time, a dream fueled by pain, experience, and unwavering determination. The early days were hard. She joined Jung Entertainment as a trainee, and despite her past fame abroad, she started from the bottom. Vocal training, dance practice, survival auditions, she did it all. There were moments of doubt, moments when she questioned whether it had all been worth it. But this time, she had something new, a fierce belief in herself. Her breakthrough came when she debuted as a member of 2NE1 in 2009. The group quickly took the K-pop world by storm, breaking records and redefining girl group dynamics with their bold, edgy style. Dara, with her unique voice and striking visuals, became an icon in her own right. But beyond the music and fame, what stood out was how grounded she remained. Her past had taught her humility and perspective. She never boasted, never sought the spotlight. Instead, she focused on the music, her fans, and quietly helping those around her. Staff members often commented on her kindness, her punctuality, and how she made time for everyone, from interns to directors. Perhaps the most remarkable thing about Dara's post-Philippines life is how she transformed pain into purpose. She became a silent advocate for mental health, often checking in on fellow idols and trainees who seemed overwhelmed. She never framed herself as a mentor, but her presence was healing. As one trainee put it, she didn't say much, but when Dara and me smiled at you, you felt like you could breathe again. Her friendship with Jung Il-woo only deepened over the years. They were often spotted supporting each other at events, cheering from the sidelines. Jung once mentioned in a radio interview, "Whenever I feel low, I call Dara. She doesn't always give advice. Sometimes she just listens, and somehow, that's enough." When Il-woo spoke about her past, fans responded with overwhelming support. Social media lit up with hashtags like #WeLoveYouDara and #DaraStrong. Old fans from the Philippines came forward with messages of apology and admiration. Many admitted they had never understood the full story and expressed regret for the blind judgment of their youth. Dara responded not with bitterness but with gratitude. In a short message posted on Instagram, she wrote, "Thank you for your love. I've healed a lot, and I hope my story can help others, too." Today, Dara continues to inspire. She remains active in music, television, and fashion, always with the same quiet elegance. But more than her career, it's her spirit that leaves a lasting impact. In an industry where facades are common, Dara's authenticity shines bright. Her journey also reflects the broader need for compassion in the way we treat public figures. It reminds us that behind every headline is a human being, with dreams, fears, and families. Dara's life is proof that even when the world turns its back on you, you can still rise, stronger and kinder than before. She once said in an interview, "Even the darkest memories became the light that led me here." And truly, in every step she takes, she carries that light forward, not just for herself, but for all those who are still trying to find their way out of the